Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be installing Leggari Epoxy countertops. Now, this particular company, my husband and I have been following on all social media accounts for over a year now. We've been extremely interested in their product. It is a epoxy resin that you install on any flat surface that can withstand any heat, and it is just a great product. Now, the product is self-leveling. It does not require any torching to pop any residual bubbles or anything like that from the resin when you mix it. It does it itself. It's quite amazing to see in person. Now, also, after the product is completely installed, it takes about a week for it to completely harden. So you can't put your kitchen appliances back onto the counters until it has set. Now, what I did notice after day one, the counters were pretty hard. And then it continued to get harder as the days progressed. I still waited the full week before I put anything really hard or heavy on the counters, just because I did not want to have any residual tension rings that would irritate me moving forward. So right now we're just cleaning off the counters. I'm putting everything away in a safe place. All of my glassware, because I like to have a lot of glass in my kitchen, so I'm just putting all that away in my pantry there off to the side, you'll see. So just getting everything cleared off is the main part. Kind of just getting a plan and doing our research a little bit more. They do have tutorials on the Leggari website, so my husband and I watched all of the tutorials the night before. We also went back and watched a few more videos just to make sure we had everything down packed. We had a game plan on how we were going to do this, because we already knew that it was going to take up the majority of our Saturday. We just didn't want it to roll into Sunday and then we were still, working with the counters. So we wanted to make sure that we can get it all done in one day. Okay guys, welcome back. We have completed the entire prepping process. We have cleaned the counters down with detergent. We have scrubbed down the surface and sides of the counter. As you can see, we have taped everything, the floor, the cabinets. This is the longest part of the process. It was the most tedious part of the process, but we have completed it. So we are completely prepped and ready to go. We're going to put an additional piece of plastic here to catch any dripping. My husband went back and forth about taking the counters off. We're just going to lift the counters. So we have a bar area that has been completed as well. We have our island that has been done and taped all the way around. So the next step is to prime. So we're really excited to move on, because like I said, this really was the most difficult part, was getting all of the tape, all of the plastic down. We went with the painter's plastic, and it is thinner, but in some areas you'll see that we tripled it because it's quite large. So we were able to use that. We did take the oven out, and we put the plastic down everywhere. What I did do was put plastic down in here. I'll try to show you. I don't think the lighting is going to be all that great, but I'm going to still try to show you. So this area here where the bar is, what I thought was, if I tape under here, underneath the bar, that it would catch any drips that'll come down from the epoxy off of the counter onto the plastic. This way I was thinking maybe I could direct and control the drips so that it does not get on the carpet. Our carpet is new in the living room, so I don't want to get any on the carpet. Hopefully we'll save this part for last and we'll have our whole process down packed so that we can control it a little bit better. And so this is all that we have done. So we went back and added more tape. So our first layer of tape was the blue tape. This green tape I used was the frogs tape. I don't really like that tape for painting. I feel like it does not give me straight lines. But they wanted, according to the website on Leggari, they want you to use like a masking tape, the yellow tape. And so what you want to do is you want to tape any surface that's going to be the thickness of your roller, so that when you are rolling your primer or your epoxy, that the chances of you hitting the wall or the edge of anything with your roller is very likely. And so with that tape being there, that will act as a barrier so that you can get as close to the surfaces that you need to and get into those little cracks and crevices and things like that that you need to get to, and not have to worry about getting it on the walls or on the backsplash or cabinetry or anything like that. Now, I know this isn't the correct tape that they recommended to use, but that's what we had. We did end up leaving and going to one of the big box stores to go and get some tape, and we did put tape in other areas, but this particular area we have the green tape. And so I'm just showing you how you just want continuous lines of the tape so that it doesn't disrupt any areas, it doesn't cause any areas where you're going to be pulling. So that's pretty much it. The floors were done and the floors were perfect. It was just the cabinets. I had to just go back and make sure that everything was sealed off really well and then get everything up against the wall. My husband did remove the stove. He pulled that completely out of the way. We were going to be lazy and just kind of pull it out and work around it, and then he decided at the last minute that that just wasn't going to be the best idea for us. Okay guys, so this is the next day. After we have poured the resin and the epoxy, the problem is I lost the footage. And I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. But this is what I got. I got footage for the next day. And this is what it looks like after we've taken the plastic up. This is the very next morning. It's not even 8 hours at this point because we didn't get a full night's rest. But the surface is soft. It's not hard by any means, but it's not dripping, and it's not to the point where if you touch it, it's gooey or anything like that. But if you stick your finger in it, it definitely has a residual like wine or something like that if I stick my nail in it. But overall, we're very pleased at this point. We're very ecstatic on how it looks. As opposed to what it looked like before, because the brown counters are gone. So we really like it. We like how it turned out, and it looks good. So yeah, just take a look guys, and if you look closer, I know you can't see it because I didn't get close enough for you to see, but you can see that it has pigmentation, it has depth, it has a lot of things in it. If I can get this to focus, it looks really good. It turned out really, really nice. I am very, very impressed. We already get a lot of compliments about our counters. I had some people come in yesterday to service our dishwasher, and all he could talk about was our countertops and how he thought they were marble and asking where we got it from and all. So I'll show you our counter over here as well. It was a pretty large project because we have this really long counter here, and then we have an island. We have 2 counters by the stove, and then we also have one by the sink, and I'll show you guys that one by the sink. But this is the island. I'm trying to get these pine cones out of the way, but it turned out really nice. You see how just glass like it is. And when we were installing the counters, they do this kind of pouring over the edge, and it continues the pattern. And the edge of our counters is a very different cut, but it still turned out really nice. It still flowed over without any problem. The resin did. It just looks so good.